Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about Tesla's 3-for-1 stock split. They just announced the date. I'm looking at an article here on Yahoo Finance, and I would like to get into it. So if you're a beginning investor or intermediate investor, you might find some value out of this. And without further ado, let's jump into it. We'll figure out if it's a good thing or not. Now, they've announced that on August 24th, the stock will be split 3-to-1, meaning if you have one share of Tesla stock, you'll wind up having 3 for each one share that you own. Now, it says here, and I quote, each stockholder of record on August 17th is entitled to a dividend of 2 additional shares of common stock for each then held share to be distributed after the close of the trading day on August 24th. So if you have the stock, if you're a stockholder on August 17th, right? So between now and August 17th, if you're holding the stock after August 17th, you'll be counted in the 3-for-1 stock split. So 1 week later, the 24th, you will have 3-for-1 shares. So if you have 100 shares of stock on the 17th of August, you will wind up having 300 shares on the 24th of August. It says Tesla stock. Also, it says Tesla stock will begin trading on August 25th, which is the next day, with a new split adjusted basis. Now, with this news coming out, and a lot of investors, they'll say, "Oh well, man, a stock split is real good," and sometimes it is, But in the addition, and the thing is this: only the stock is splitting. It has nothing to do with the price or anything like that. So if, you might say, okay, well, Steve, Tesla's like $800 right now, right? So it takes the price down, but it also dilutes the shares. It takes the value of the shares down, because if they're adding more shares, but the value stays the same, the price doesn't change on the shares. You just get more of them. So now it's like, okay, say the shares are out there, right? The split goes through, the shares are out there, right? And everybody, instead of having 1,000 shares, you now have 3,000 shares with the same amount of people holding them, right? So now it's more shares out there. If you do the math, it's not worth what it was before, because now the supply is up. Now the demand is still where it's at, but the supply is up. And like in the economy, when the supply goes up, right? Or the demand goes down, the price goes up. If the supply is up, the price what? Goes down. Thus you get the price fixation with the stock going down with the split. Now, instead of owning 10% of the company or whatever, you might own less, because there's more shares now. More people can buy into it. So it dilutes, what you had initially. Would I buy the stock? Should you buy the stock? I'm not a financial advisor. I can't advise that. But everything has value to somebody. Now, Tesla, I think, is a good company. I think it's outrageously overvalued. And the volatility of it is frightening. It's scary to a point where, one day it can be here, one day it can be there. Now, if you're using it as a growth play, or some type of play where, you would jump in, it'll raise up, jump out, do you. But as far as myself, it's just overvalued. And I don't like dealing with a lot of stocks that fluctuate like that. Now, I have spoke in the past that I like Lucid. Like, I have a few shares of Lucid, right? Lucid is small, money-wise. So any fluctuation in that with my other portfolio, it's not bad. I mean, I can blink an eye at it, because I have just a small enough position to where it doesn't affect where I'm trying to go in the future financially, with me trying to obtain, financial freedom. So, I mean, me, it's worth investing. But I mean, for you, it might be, you know, up your alley. You might be able to be okay watching it jump hundreds of dollars, you know, off of a whim or something Elon Musk said. And like, you know, getting back to that, Tesla is like a hype stock to me. You know, honestly, EV is so early, and a lot of people don't understand. I've never even rode in an EV car. I just found out recently that, you know, I was walking and a Tesla was backing up near me. I didn't know it made like cool sounds. I'm like, because I never hear the cars. I'm like, oh, it makes sounds when it backs up. That sounds kind of cool. I've never been in a Tesla. I don't know anything about Tesla. That's another reason why I don't invest in it. Now, a lot of people, in my opinion, a lot of people invest in Tesla because they invest in Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a very, very likable guy. You know, he seems like he's relatable. He speaks well enough you can understand what he's saying. And he gives you visions, and you see things in action of what he's saying that he wants to do. You start to see things. So, I mean, a lot of the investment is in him more than the vehicles. Now, unless you're a Tesla owner or you're a Tesla fan of Tesla, I understand. But in my opinion, most of the investments towards Elon Musk is towards him. It's not really towards the company. Now, people like how it jumped. But I think earlier in stages where Tesla made a lot of people rich, a lot of people still think that they can jump on the train and it's going to take off and it's going to go to $9,000 or something like that, you know. And like, I don't invest like that. Now, will it ever get to a point where something can happen and I can jump in and say, hey, or you can jump in and say, hey, okay, Tesla's good for me, you know? Maybe, but like I just looked at another article. I didn't really read it, but he sold what was it? A certain amount of shares. It was a lot, 6 million shares or something like that of Tesla prior to the stock split. Now I don't know why he did that or anything like that. I might even have the numbers wrong. Don't quote me on that. But I'll have to read into it. But yeah, the stock split is just a stock split. It's just putting more it's just flooding more shares out there with the price still being the same, which takes away from the price of the share because now you got an extreme amount of shares. So if you would buy Tesla, it probably, you know, once the stock split happens, I'll probably predict that it'll take off. Now, Tesla has split stock a lot of times in the last, I think, a few years. It just split. I know it split before, a few years back, but it's a lot of shares of Tesla. I mean, they just keep adding shares, keep adding shares, and it takes away from the worth of your shares. Yeah, it might be, you know, because this is the trick. A lot of people will get the shares and they'll say, oh, 3 for 1, right? And this is the trick that, you know, unseasoned investors have. They'll say, oh, I got 1 share. I got 100 shares. They're splitting it 3 to 1. Now I'm getting 300 shares. So I got more of the company. No, you got the same amount of money and worth. You just got 300 shares. It doesn't increase your value in the company because they added more shares. So your value stays the same, you know. So I don't know if that's, you know, it benefits the company more than it benefits you, basically. They get more shares and then it creates hype. That's why I said it's kind of like a hype stock. Like, you know, AMC and all these other stocks, they're adding all these shares and doing all these splits and everybody's getting happy about the fireworks, right? But really the fireworks aren't really there, you know? So you got to be careful, especially when you're dealing with, well, just dealing with stuff like this, period. You know, I don't want to really jump into it and like really bash the stock. I mean, I think Tesla cars, I mean, are innovative and they're, a great thing. But, just in the long run, guys, just be careful, and just not be careful like, you lose your money, but know what you're investing in, do your due diligence. If this works for you, it works for you. And just stay safe with it, But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to chime in on it. And, if you believe in Elon Musk and everything like that, and where he's going, and you don't care about the volatility, yeah. But I mean, if you do buy, what I would do is I would buy after the split. You know, now if you have stock before the split, because I mean, it's shooting up right now. You know, if you have stock now, you know, at $800 and something before the split, and they dilute it, I mean, I don't want to give you no advice. I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it. But listen, that's what I had about that. I just wanted to chime in a little bit and give my thoughts about it. But yeah, if you want, leave me a comment. I know I dragged on a little bit with my thoughts and sitting back. I'm trying a new microphone out today too, so I want to see how the sound quality is. But yeah, drop me a comment. Are you going to sell the stock before the split? Are you going to keep it after the split? Are you going to buy more, or are you going to sell after the split? Either way, I wish you the best of luck, and I'd like to hear back from you. I upload daily. If you could, give us a like and subscribe. I got a bunch of videos on there that are both educational and helpful. Just my opinion. But yeah, I'd like to hear from you. And that'll be it for today. Thank you so much for spending time with me, and take care.